This is section 11.1. We're going to look at parts of a circle. We better understand what a circle is first. A circle is the set of all points in a plane that are a given distance from a given point in the plane, called the center of the circle. So let's see if we can clean that up just a little bit here. The center is right here. It's a point. We're going to call that point P. A circle would be this thing, because every single point on this thing is the same distance from that center. The measures of segment PA and segment PB are the same, meaning distance from P to A equals distance from P to B. It's the same exact length from the center to any point on that circle. We're going to name this circle. We're going to name it by using its center. So if the center of the circle is point P, you're going to name the circle Circle P. And here's how you do it. You use this little symbol. It looks like a circle with a dot in it, and then you put the center, that letter that goes there. Okay, so you read that as Circle P, just like you read this as triangle ABC. Here's a couple of definitions. There are three kinds of segments related to circles. The first one is a radius. A radius is a segment whose endpoints are the center of the circle and a point on the circle. So let's look at this radius right here. This is the center, point A. This point K is on the circle. If I make a segment with those two letters as the endpoints, that is a radius. A chord is a segment whose endpoints are on the circle. So here's a good example of that. Point J is on the circle, point R is on the circle. If I connect them with a segment, that's called a chord. A diameter is a chord. It contains the center. So here's a point on a circle, here's a point on the circle. If you connect them, that makes a chord. And notice how that chord also has the center in it. That's what a diameter is. Okay, now if you think about it, your diameter is actually two radii put together. So that diameter is going to be twice the length of a radius. So the radius is half the length of the diameter. Let's try a couple easy examples. Number one, in the circle, segment CD is a diameter. That's really important. So segment CD is a diameter, and they're telling you the length is 42. Find the distance from T to C. T to C would be a radius. Remember, a radius is half of a diameter. So that radius, T to C, would have a length of 21. Number two, in the same circle, segment TM is also a radius. If T to M is 15.5, so notice how we're resetting the numbers here. Let's say that segment TM is 15.5. I'll make it green because it's a radius. What's the distance from C to D? That's your diameter. If you know the radius, can you find the diameter? Yeah, you just multiply by 2.